hard truth, but it's in truth that we are not able to gloss over our pain and suffering or downplay the horror of evil. In relation to King Herod, we're invited into the battle of his heart and his head, in the embodiment of the evil that transpires from his choices. You see, what we are to learn from Herod comes when we consider the personal and the social dilemmas in which Herod finds himself in this story. He's trying to negotiate myriad complicated relationships within his household and society, and discovering that it is quite difficult to please everyone around him and still uphold his own personal standards. He's at odds with his wife over John the Baptist, and he's at odds with John over his wife. He's eager to appear a generous and trustworthy leader among Galilean society, and troubled by his daughter's request for John's execution. His relationship with John evokes mixed feelings of fear and perplexity and protectiveness. Herod is quite conscious of how social perceptions shape one's possibilities in life, yet he is also seeking some measure of truth by which to guide his life choices. Herod is caught in a web of relationships that seem to render him a reactor rather than an actor in the drama of life. But one need not be Herod to understand what Herod is going through as his birthday festivities take an unexpected turn. It's only human for us to care what others think and to want to please those around us by minimizing conflicts. Daily life presents a series of personal and social dilemmas and spiritual dilemmas for us to navigate. For a harried mother of a toddler, there's the question of how best to love and parent a child in the face of a defiant no and a full-fledged temper tantrum in aisle 6 of the grocery store at the end of a long day. For a father of 3, it's the struggle to explain the importance of rearranging travel plans for a work trip so he can attend a Little League playoff game. A corporate executive wonders how her announcement of a long-awaited pregnancy will affect her employees' perceptions of her as an effective boss. A stay-at-home dad wrestles with the whispers of former colleagues that he just could not handle the pressures of work. Teenagers experience the angst of competing for acceptance in desirable social cliques, of serial broken hearts in the complex world of adolescent dating, of familiar tensions over privileges and responsibilities. And younger children long for popular toys that are advertised on TV. They worry about parental fights and the potential or the actual breakup of their families. And they wonder if the trouble that they have learning multiplication tables or basic grammar means they're not as smart as the kid they sit across from in school. Throughout our lives, we're going to have times we question who we are and how we should act as life pushes and pulls us in conflicting directions. And we must come to realize that there are lives at stake as we decide which actions we will take. Marie Yust offers a quote or a reflection on this text that I think is central for our understanding. She says, the challenge of the 21st century is for us, the body of Christ, to read our own decisions in light of this same story and ask ourselves whether the choices we are making are self-protective, like Herod's, or part of God's transformation of the world. We are to ask ourselves whether the choices we are making are self-protective or part of God's transformation of the world. There's no doubt we live in a world today that praises and idolizes the artistic imagination that works to glorify the lust for power and corruption. We also live in a world today that praises and idolizes political power. It makes for great television and drama, and we spend a great deal of time celebrating it. It sells. It makes a lot of money. But is political power what God is after? Given the choice between political power and prophetic faith, God is going to choose prophetic faith every time. God calls each of us to a life of prophetic faith, even when we are given the chance to exercise political power.